When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices. Plus, extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with points. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Honda. When you test drive the new Prologue EV, there's a lot that could impress you about it. There's the class-leading passenger space, the clean, thoughtful design, and the intuitive technology. But out of everything, what you'll really love most is that it's a Honda. Visit honda.com/EV to see offers.
And now, live from the TCL broadcast studios, it's Joe Souchere and Patrick Royce with Sports Talk.
Hey, I got a real estate hot tip for you.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, be ready, everybody. Write this down nice and slow, guys.
Well, I was just telling the boys. I bet you there will be a run on mansions in Inver Grove Heights and Egan because the players now are working over there. Why would you live in Eden Prairie and have to make that commute?
Well, I would guess you're probably going to be right that there'll be. There's probably going to be some rich new development out there owned by Ziggy on the property too. He'll get them coming and going, baby.
Well, here's
and
the deal.
Then when he cuts their pay or takes their money away, he can repossess them and sell them all over again. It'll be great.
Inver Grove Heights, you get a lot of land, and so many people have the great barn. Not the pole barn, just either an old barn that they refurnished or redone.
Didn't Perky build a barn out there in Lakeville? I think he did.
Yeah, he's a little further south.
Yeah, he's
gotta have a barn.
Lakeville, but Egan, you can buy in Lakeville too out there. You just keep going south and come in that way. You're not going to hit as much traffic.
Do you see that? You keep going south, like Pat with his hands, pushing the air down south, and then you come back. You just come right back, too.
Yes, right. That's right. That's why we have to.
You would be really bad on $25,000 pyramid because you can't use your hands.
That's why you can't use your hands?
No, not for the bonus round.
Oh, really?
Why aren't you understanding me?
What's the $25,000 pyramid?
That was with Dick Clark,
show?
and now it's one with the pyramid game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that's my hot real estate tip. I have nothing to act on it.
You expressed some dismay with the Twins when I first walked in here. I'll tell you how bad it is.
All right.
How bad is it?
What was it, Reavers? About 2-3 days ago, we were talking about the anniversary of the day the Twins scored 11 runs in the first inning, and Allison and Killebrew both hit grand slams against Cleveland. And I was there as a youth. We'd just moved from Fulda to Prior Lake. I didn't know anybody yet. Grabbed the old man's station wagon, drove down the ballpark, paid $1 for parking and $4 to get in, and was sitting behind home plate when they hit those 2 home runs. So that's me and the Twins.
Yep.
I'm done with them. I'm done with
Fort Myers?
50. No. I'm not even going to go watch him when Fort Myers. In fact,
really done.
Why don't you record this, because you know damn well he will.
I'm done with
Live
him.
from here.
Listen, I went to the soccer game yesterday, the 6 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful evening. We were a machine. We were absolute poetry. 5-1, beat one of the best teams in the league. I'm done with them. The hell with it. I'm a soccer guy.
You are now a
Why should I watch?
I'm a soccer guy.
Why should I watch some idiot dive and let Drew Butera run around the bases for a 3-run home run?
All right.
I'm done with them.
I need a pen here.
I'm done with them.
Hey, can I get one of your scarves that's in your mailbox? I might be with you, too.
Yes.
All right,
you can have them all.
Here's what I wish I was done with. I wish I could, because I don't know if I'm right or wrong. I wish I could shake the perception that they're just extraordinarily coddled.
Oh, I don't think they're extraordinary coddled, but I do not argue with your thought that they've hit a stretch of indifference here. It's a dead-ass looking team, that's for sure. Now, I've always said, if you don't hit,
Yeah.
you look dead ass, and they're got a lousy lineup. They're not scoring runs for a good reason. They got a lousy lineup.
Well, Sano and Buxton didn't come through for him.
No, that's right. That killed him. And Logan Morrison is, if he can really get hot here, he might get to 200, but it's going to take some time. I think he's still at 191. He was going to be the big addition to the lineup. They, Dozier, God love him, he's hitting 230.
You know what else is a lot of work? Watching a Lance Lynn start.
Oh, yeah, that's...
My God in heaven.
That'll turn...
It's 9:30 before the fifth inning.
That'll create more soccer fans watching him.
Holy cow.
What is wrong with him? He can't throw a strike.
I don't know.
Until last year, he never walked anybody. Now he walks 7 guys a game.
And you just every pitch, it's...
I guess Santana has deigned to show up, huh?
He's going to pitch Wednesday, yes. I think he looked at the schedule and said, I'll pitch Wednesday in Toronto. I don't want to pitch Thursday in Boston. How do you think they're going to do in Boston?
I don't think they're going to do well.
Boston's won 70 games already. What do you think? They're going to Boston. They're going to Boston for 4 games. Chris Sale will be pitching Friday night against this left-handed lineup. If he gives up 2 hits, I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked. They're awful. They're god-awful.
And you're done with them.
I'm done with them. I'm writing them off.
It now has been documented on Twitter.
Okay.
3:06 p.m., July 23rd,
I'm not
2018.
saying see you in Fort Myers.
No.
I'm saying I won't see you in Fort Myers.
He's even including his Florida estate in his plan.
Yes, right.
Closed for the season.
Now for sale. It's for sale.
Well, because he got your real estate stock tip. He's out.
You only bought it because of baseball anyway.
That's right. It is the only reason I bought it. It happened. Maybe I can go down there in the summer and go to Miracle games, but I'm not going to go watch these idiots.
You can go watch some hockey down at the at the
we'll
arena.
watch the Everblades.
Yes.
I think the Everblades won the World Championship this year. The ECHL.
Didn't too much coverage up here.
Yes. my favorite story about that is the bride was out there. I told you guys this story.
Oh, I think I know.
Because we were talking about the Panthers, the Florida Panthers, and hadn't seen any. And her nephew, her godson, was playing hockey down there he was in that league in Charleston, South Carolina, but they were down there. So she was going to pick him up after practice and bring him out to we were renting out on the water back then. Him and a couple of his buddies, and she was out there. And she saw the Panther in the parking lot, across the parking lot. And she was convinced she saw a Black Panther until the guy was throwing Frisbees at it. It was a black lamb.
Is that when
I saw one of those Panthers, she said, except that he was throwing Frisbees. So
was that the same trip that she got up after the second period and said, well, it's done now, right?
No, that was at Mariucci.
Let's take
we went to Mariucci, St. Cloud game at Mariucci, and she got up and got her coat on. I said, sorry, honey.
Neil?
Okay, Mr. Royce, we're writing this down about you writing the Twins off.
I'm done with these jackasses.
All right, here's my thought, sir, is all sports, the 4 main sports, football, basketball, baseball, and then hockey. The basketball, football, baseball got about 4 or 5, 6 teams, and none of the rest of them matter. Basketball is about 2 teams. Nobody else matters. Hockey, you get 8 teams, and each side can win the cup. Yep. And pro sports only matters when it gets to the playoffs because the rest is just money, selling tickets, entertainment. But that's all it is. And the Twins, they never going to be there. And it's just sad, but they're just one of those teams. They're in the bottom, 10?
Right now, yeah, they're in the bottom 10.
And it's just, that's why you got to transition to a puck guy, because you got 16 teams at the end of the year you can look at.
Yeah, but, you got to sit there too many hours to wait to see somebody score a goal. Plus, I don't like a sport that's that's 80% luck.
Well, that is true.
You skate around like a bunch of idiots, and then the puck hits somebody in the ass and goes in the net, and you win and jump around.
There is that.
Yes.
The goalie's equipment's way too big, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they should have a limit. They should
All right,
all
thank
have
you.
to be like 5'8", the goalies, and not fat.
And no wide pads.
No, wait. Let's get Gump's pads on these.
Yeah.
Every goalie should be the size of Gump.
Well, and I'll even volunteer this. No goalie's equipment should be bigger than my head. And I'll go down
You'll
right
measure.
before the game.
Yeah.
Anytime, just line them up. Nope. Your
Here
pads are
comes
too
the
big.
head guy again.
Right.
What are they going to do? You got a lot of games left. You got a lot of tickets to sell.
Oh, they got, I saw Sid quoted Dave St. Peter saying, "We still hope to draw 2.3 million." About 185, I'd guess.
Let me look right now. Are they 9 games under 500?
I don't know. Yeah, 9, I think.
Okay, is that the most they've been under 500 all year?
No, because
At the end before they came home on that homestand and went 8-2.
when they were 1-8 on that trip to Chicago and Milwaukee,
Yeah,
they were,
Joe, they've lost, I don't know, going back to the previous road trip, but they've lost 12 out of 13 on the road, at home, on the road now, right? 12 out of 13?
When the
They
fixer,
are 1-8 in a road, so they're 1-11.
1-11, yeah.
when the fixer can't fix it, and
I can't
bails,
fix it.
You
He
know
quits
it's
it, he
serious.
quits, yeah.
You know it's serious.
The fixer gives up, you got no shot.
Who's the fixer?
Me, the fixer.
Well, the fixer's done with them.
Yeah, the fixer's
I'm a
quit.
soccer guy.
The soccer guy got a
Yeah, I
scarf.
fixed these guys. I showed up. They get 5 goals.
Inspired
That's
them.
right.
Boom.
I tell you who's
The
a
fever.
genius. My 7-year-old grandson is a sports savant. I said, we're sitting there yesterday, and I said, look at the scoreboards. Why is it different? 4 seconds, he says, it's going, the clock's going up instead of down.
Oh, he grasped
Right
the count
away.
right
I
out of
wouldn't
it.
have gotten that.
Joe still would have been staring
I'd
at
still
it.
be looking
What
at
am
it.
I looking at? I don't know what I'm looking at.
What channel's number 9?
Yeah.
Channel's number 9.
I don't know. It's very discouraging. This afternoon at the Big Ten Network, we got a very young team, Joe, and we got a theme.
do?
Race to maturity.
Race to maturity.
The race
Race
to
the
maturity.
boat to maturity or just race
I
to
don't
maturity?
think the boat's got anything. Well, maybe we're rowing the boat to get in the race to maturity, though.
All right, we're going to race to maturity. I'm looking forward to it.
I was thinking, and I've been trying to do that my whole life.
Yeah.
You've been trying to do that your whole life. Everybody in this
Hard to
room
do it
has
here.
been trying it, except Suits. He's a very mature guy.
Yeah.
Except mathematically. But Kenny, he needs a little maturity.
Oh, my
Rook
goodness.
definitely needs
For
it.
sure.
I need it. Reavers is like 7.
Yep.
You need a double dose, Reavers.
So maybe if it works for Pete, maybe we ought to go over and listen to one of PJ's lectures about race to maturity.
I don't want to grow up. To quote Tom Waits and the Ramones, I don't want to grow up.
I want to talk about Francesco Molinari
Okay.
because we were talking off air.
That's a mature subject.
Yes, it is.
The big difference between the Tiger in his so-called comeback era now and the Tiger when he was ridiculously good is they don't care that he's
No,
in first
Francesco
place.
Molinari is playing with him,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And he doesn't care. You know, okay.
It used to be you'd become terrified
Yes.
and say, oh, I don't have a chance. He's in the lead. Now they don't give it a second thought.
No, my all-timer, I think, was that year we were at Pebble Beach, and you didn't show up. You were supposed to be there. And Thomas Bourne was tied with him going into Saturday. And, the phlegmatic Dane, not a
Right.
big high, not a real tense guy. And he came in and said, I'm not intimidated by playing with Tiger Woods, and he shot 82.
I'm just a bad player today.
On Saturday, he shot 80. I think it was 82, 80 or 82, something.
It does drive me nuts, though, to hear that these guys now have entourages that include mental coaches and dietitians and physical coaches and 2 swing coaches and a putting coach. And Molinari has a mental coach.
Yeah, but if there's any sport where you could use a mental coach, it's golf.
I could use one on one of those electric carts following me around.
What does Daly have? What does young Daly?
I don't think he
A
has
bartender.
Yeah, he's got a beer girl.
That's a psychologist of the
Hey,
bartender.
did he tee off over there? Did he?
No. Yeah.
Two-time
he must-
British Open
Yeah,
winner.
he could have played. I would have. Well, he must have because he's over for the British Senior Open is this week.
Okay.
And at St. Anthony or St. Andrews, and of course the big story there is Daly and Constantino Rocca, who was the last Italian that had a chance to win one, and Daly beat him in the playoff after Rocca made that long putt there to get into the playoff.
Now, Molinari is just simply Italy's first golfer to win a title.
Well, yeah, first golfer to win.
Right, but
Grand Slam event.
I was hearing ridiculous reports about he was the first Italian to win a title of any kind in any sport. Have you ever heard of auto racing?
Yes, in fact, did you see his quote afterwards?
No.
He says, "How does it feel to, be the toast of Italy and to have all the headlines?" He says, "I don't know. Did Ferrari win today or not?" Meaning in the Formula One, he said, "Did Ferrari win? Maybe I'm not the big story." So, seems like his brother, 1 year older than him, they were like the Bobsey twins, and now his brother's had a lot of injuries, and he can't make a cut on the European Tour. He's only 1 year older.
You know who played pretty well compared to what he's been doing lately is that Danny Willett.
Yes, ever since his brother ruined his life out here at Hazeltine 2 years ago.
And this year, the Ryder Cup's in Versailles, or near Versailles.
I could go for that. I could walk around. And
I was talking to a guy yesterday who he and his wife are going to be marshals, volunteer. He hasn't even totaled up yet what it's going to cost him to be a volunteer. They don't pay you.
Yeah, plus there's a damn good chance you're not going to get a chance to watch any golf.
Oh,
they'll have you riding a bus or some damn thing.
No, they're on the course marshals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. At least.
Otherwise, they wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, they're not parking ramp B marshals with the orange flags going this way.
The guys in charge of the volunteers in charge of the toilet crew are always that'd be a bad job.
Yeah, they're very important, but that's a bad job.
How could Wood screw up 2 shots with an iron in his hand?
I don't know. The wind was howling, and I think he's not.
How about the guy that yelled in his backswing?
I just told you he's got doubts. He never had doubts. He now has doubts. How about when the
guy who yelled in his backswing angered him something terribly, but the drive turned out.
Yeah, right. The shot was fine.
Like Johnny Miller said, he ain't taking that over.
How about the baby behind? Did you see that?
Yes.
That Schauffele was getting ready to hit it. She's over there in the weeds, and there's a little flat period, and there's a 2-year-old in a stroller there, maybe a year and a half. And
is he going to hit the ball?
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, he's getting ready to hit, and the woman won't give up her position, and the baby's babbling and crying, and then he's getting ready to hit, and she's, "He going to hit the ball?"
He was a good sport.
Well, he turned around, at least gave her a smile.
Yeah. Yes.
These golfers are so precious, aren't they? Oh my God.
Yes. Well. It's
a game you would know only as past your pool.
Plus, there's that when you're here,
rural.
When you're here, you can't have anything that makes you jumpy.
Right. You got a full concentration.
I want these guys to be like Apocalypse Now. You're either going to fight or you're going to surf. One or the other.
Surfing sounds pretty good.
Yes.
Fight or surf.
Yeah, you've seen that movie with Robert Duvall.
One of the greatest scenes of all time.
But seriously, how precious do you have to be?
Because it's...
Oh, don't. You can't explain it.
A twitch can ruin you in golf. Because you got to hit the ball.
You know what? Man up, pal.
You start hitting the ball like Chuck Knobloch threw.
Yeah, that's true.
Sports Talk will return shortly. But now, thanks to our great friends in Owatonna, Minnesota, at Federated Insurance, where it's their business to protect your business, and nobody does that better than Federated. It's Bruce Vail from the Wall Street Journal and Your Money Now.
And oddly enough, I also love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Yeah, I know you do.
It smells like victory. Shoffley should have turned around and said, "If I make a bad shot, I'm blaming the kid." That would have been funny. Stocks bounced between small gains and small losses today, and that's what we had at the close. The market was mixed, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average down 13 points, the NASDAQ Composite up 21, the S&P 500 gained 5 points. NASA is teaming up with the NFL Players Association to help pro football players build businesses using technologies originally developed for space flight. Under a 2-year deal, NASA will hold some workshops with interested players this summer. The athletes will tour NASA facilities and identify patents that they might be interested in. NASA could then license technologies to new player-owned startups or engage in what it calls collaborative partnerships with the players. It did not create the same kind of uproar that Coca-Cola created when it introduced new Coke, but food company Mondelez International said it plans to take its Toblerone chocolate bar back to the original shape and size. Mondelez changed the shape of the candy bars in 2016 in an effort to reduce the weight, but the new widely spaced triangles in the lighter bar left fans feeling cheated. I'm Bruce Vail with your money now on 1500 ESPN.
You ever get the feeling you've been cheated, Bruce?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, I get that every day. Thank you. We'll talk again tomorrow. Checking traffic here. This one's sponsored by your locally owned Domino's. And let's talk about these ramp closures, 3 of them to be exact. Tracy to eastbound 62, it's closed till August 1st. Eastbound 62 to northbound 169, closed until the 3rd. And the northbound E ramp to eastbound 36 until the end of August. Introducing...
Take it away, Johnny Height.
Okay.
I just heard the Dum Dum here went to a country concert over the weekend. Some guy
you
named
call it country.
Luke Bryan.
Yeah, Sam Hunt and Luke Bryan.
And did you see what they did? They shot off the Aquatennial fireworks while he was attempting to sing.
Did he have
It hurt his act in it.
Yeah.
Did he have a star fit then? And
No, he didn't even
stomp
hear them
off
because
the-
he had his back to them, and they didn't. The audio quality of the fireworks was exaggerated in the paper, I think. Because you couldn't really hear them.
Did you have to change your panties halfway through the night?
I went without any.
Did he pack them in?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, he had a good-
40,000, they said, right? Which song did you like more, Rook? Was it Huntin', Fishing, Lovin', or Rain Make Corn?
I think it was Country Girl, Shake It For Me, Girl, Shake It For Me.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
I would have rather had a rectal. He said.
Yeah.
They had those a couple doors down.
It's part
By a coal miner with hands bigger than catcher's mitts.
Hey, whatever you're into, I guess, huh?
It's partly cloudy and
The
80
line to get
degrees.
into Dream Girls and Sneaky Pete's,
The strip joints?
the strip joints,
Afterwards?
was unbelievable.
See, it's American
This was a
commerce.
midnight.
The girls, too? The ladies trying to get into?
No, I let them go home, and I stayed alive.
Twins now move on to Toronto. They lost 3, of course, in a row to Kansas City right out of the All-Star break. Tonight, Alberto Mejia pitches for the Twins. Luis Santos pitches for the Blue Jays. Twins also announcing Irv Santana makes his first start of the season in this series. It'll happen Wednesday afternoon. He had surgery on a finger, had some setbacks, was due back earlier, but now is ready to
John,
go.
I want to give you a little notice on the 4:30 and 5:30 updates.
Yeah.
Don't give me the Twins lineup. I don't care about them. I am giving up on them.
done.
I don't even want their lineups.
How about this?
I don't want to even hear that names. It make me retch.
Patrick, Randball just did a piece on Lance Lynn's starts.
Yes.
On average, he is an outing that he starts. A Twins game goes 3 hours and 18 minutes. That's the average. That's the longest in the majors.
You know what's really bad, though? When he's out there, you feel bad, but it looks like he feels worse than you do. It's a very strange outlook that he has.
Patrick, is there another team you can adopt and maybe
How about the Brewers?
a back runner that they can come from behind, somebody you can support and cheer for the rest of the year, somebody that's got a shot.
Oakland A's had 50,000 on Saturday night. The biggest. They opened up Mount Davis, the outfield that they built for the Raiders for the first time in 13 years.
How's their record?
They're
great.
coming
Yeah,
on like
well,
gangbusters out of nowhere. And they got the crummiest ballpark. And
Did the toilets
Sports?
overflow with all the added
oh,
crowd?
I'm sure that you had no chance to go to the bathroom. But they don't care at Oakland. They just whiz outside. They don't care.
News notes from today. Police are looking for suspects involved in 2 separate shootings in Minneapolis on Sunday. The first happened about 2 in the morning near 11th Street and 3rd Avenue Northeast. Police said an off-duty officer reported that shooting. Authorities said that officer and others provided aid to the victim, who they said does have life-threatening injuries. The second incident happened last night, 7 o'clock, near the intersection of 16th and Morgan Avenues. Authorities said an adult male victim who had suffered a gunshot wound was found at that scene. Man transported to North Memorial where he was pronounced dead. Authorities have not yet released the identities of the victims. Police say they would like the public's help. If they know anything about either shooting, please call Minneapolis Police.
7 o'clock, man. The sun's still shining bright, and 2 a.m. you can understand, but 7 o'clock.
2 Mora, Minnesota women who were confronted at a public pool for breastfeeding say they plan to file a discrimination lawsuit. And over the weekend, dozens of other moms launched their own special protest outside the pool to support the 2 women. This all started last Wednesday. Stephanie Buchanan and Mary Davis were in the kiddie pool with their kids at the Aquatic Center in Mora. When Buchanan's 3-month-old son Roman got hungry, Buchanan started nursing him. She says a patron came up, a lady at the pool, and told me I needed to cover up. Well, Davis then started breastfeeding her child in solidarity.
And a couple of guys came over. Hey, me too. We're having a
Matt, belly up to this thing.
You know where I stand on this. I'm with the busybody. I'm with Gladys Kravitz on this one.
I say let them out.
Don't do it
Let
in
'em fly.
public. We don't want to see that stuff.
Yes, we do.
I think much too much is being made of it.
Well,
Just feed the kid. Who cares?
but don't be in your face about it.
What?
You know, just
What?
I'm just
Who
saying,
said,
throw up.
Who said she was?
Well, no, the second lady said, I'm going to feed mine now, and we're going to solidarity here. You know?
You know what? You and Patrick can go off to the old.
No, I'm
curmudgeon
not
club.
saying hide them in a tent and put them in a lactation station, but
A pool employee.
I saw a pregnant gal today with one of those tight wearing outfits.
You don't like that
I don't
either,
like
do
these.
you?
Bring back the moo-moo.
and clean your room.
Ricey here for women's fashion.
None of that tight fitting.
I'm reading a book about immigrants in the wagon trains, and they didn't even refer to pregnancy as pregnancy.
What'd they call it?
referred to it as a sickness.
Really?
She's sick with child.
Almighty. You're right about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. And just because they were knocked up didn't mean their duties lessened. Get out there and trot next to the oxen, honey.
You get a little of that morning sickness, that's your problem.
Shake it off.
Yep. Walk through it, baby. Walk it out.
By the way, Minnesota law says a mother may breastfeed in any location, public or private.
Damn right.
Not my yard.
Where the mother and child are
Get off of my lawn.
that Patrick he's right actually because
Private
it says
property.
where the mother and child are otherwise authorized to be. So Patrick
Okay.
could say,
Yes,
"Get
right.
off my
Get off
lawn."
my lawn,
Yeah.
Does it make you thirsty or something? What's wrong?
I just
This coming from the guy that was shirtless in Fort Myers.
or with you.
Looked like your
in here too.
looked like your milk had dropped.
I'm not arguing. I'm not
Johnny,
proud of that.
How are you, Joe?
Way to go, Johnny.
How you
Way to
doing,
control
Joe?
it.
A little bit of dribble coming out of those nips.
Serious story now.
Oh,
Serious story. This involves death.
Okay, here we go.
How serious is the taxi driver business in South Africa?
I don't know, John. How serious is it?
11 South African minibus taxi drivers were shot dead, 4 injured, when unknown gunmen opened fire on their vehicle in the KwaZulu-Natal province. Private minibuses provide essential transport there. Violence common between rival taxi groups.
Whoa.
As
Wow,
profitable.
they just shoot each other. Huh?
Yeah, private routes are hotly contested. Police say they're launching a manhunt to find anybody responsible for this. We will await for the investigation to advance before speculating on a motive. That, according to the Commissioner of Police.
11 of them. I think we got the
Satone.
motive,
I think I know
Johnny.
the motive.
We got the motive, Johnny.
They were actually the men traveling back to Johannesburg from a colleague's funeral when they were ambushed.
So it's basically Uber over there in South Africa.
And if they want the route, you shoot the other guy. Apparently,
I was sitting outside a local hotel on Saturday afternoon waiting to be joined for lunch, and it was such a nice day. I was sitting out there. Boy, taxi cabs got no chance. 15 minutes, 3 Ubers pull up. Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Young gals just jump in. Not for me.
I've never
Not
taken one.
It's not American.
I've never been in the
It's-
Uber or Lyft.
That's something I totally agree with.
It's un-American.
This is un-American. It's as un-American as it gets.
Oh, it's so great. You guys want one right now? Watch. Boom.
No.
Unless if they choose to show up, if it's 4:35 in the morning, they might say, I couldn't make it. I got
We're
lost.
rolling the dice a little bit at that point.
Plus, doesn't the Uber driver, not only do you rate him, but he rates you, and then you carry around this mythical rating?
Well, and
I want a cab where I can go, buddy, shut up.
you know what?
Or somebody who's a bad driver you can criticize, or you can, well, why are you going this way? Just take Old Shepherd like I told you, you moron. We need that.
Yes,
That's part of Americana right there.
How was your weekend?
Mind your own business, you jerk.
In a culinary move billed as a first for a fast food chain, Chick-fil-A is joining the ranks of companies offering meal kits for home cooking. But unlike those sold by Amazon, Kroger, Target, and others, Chick-fil-A plans to pilot rotating recipes that are all about chicken, like chicken parmesan, chicken enchiladas, Dijon chicken, chicken flatbread.
I just want the breast.
You already can't get in one of those places. How much money do they have to make? They're already assembly lines for cash.
John, can you go to a Chick-fil-A and order 20 breasts? Hold the buns?
Hold the buns? That's a good question. You should try it. Let us know.
I should.
The fast food chain will test the fowl-focused meal kits at 150 locations across the Atlanta area.
Fowl-focused meal kits.
Because they're
that's
all
a pun.
chickens. See, they're all
fowl.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, in a press release, they announced that today, starting in August. Company chef Stuart Tracy helped develop the meal kits, which Chick-fil-A said are easy to follow,
The
simple to
story
make.
almost done?
Just about.
All right.
What are meal kits? I
each
mean, what the hell?
Each takes about a half hour to make.
So it's cheaper than takeout because you cook it yourself? Is that it?
Such, the story's done.
Okay. I don't know what...
Hey, this story's for you, Rook. Okay? I know you love these. A New York City art dealer bought the contents of a New Jersey storage locker. It was filled with paintings, paid $15,000 for it. He found a half a dozen paintings he thinks were done by artist William de Kooning, whose works have sold for millions.
Well, Matt doesn't know who de Kooning is.
de Kooning would paint these impressionist.
You heard about the lawyer that called the art guy in New York and said, your wife has found a picture.
Your wife says hi.
Your wife has found a picture that's worth between $20 and $30 million. And he says, no, never mind. I blew the joke.
Okay, then.
Good news and bad news. The guy says, well, give me the good news first. Well, the good news is your wife came across a picture that she thinks is worth between 15 and 20 million. And he goes, oh, my wife's very clever that way. That's fantastic. What's the bad news? Well, it's of you and your secretary.
Hold it. Where you get that
from? It's a bit yeah.
I thought it started. I was at an Arby's restaurant. That's where I thought it started.
So, who is this guy? I got to be tell you.
$15,000 is a lot for a storage space.
Very much so.
Rarely,
Barry would not have paid.
You think he knew something, Kenny?
Rarely do they go beyond 1,000.
Do you think he knew something?
I think he might have. But the thing is, you can't walk in there and check out every painting. They open the door, they take a picture, and that's what your bid is based on.
You have to view from the outside, right?
Yes.
What was his name again?
Wilhelm
Yeah.
de Kooning, Kooning. New York Post reports David Killen bought the contents of the New Jersey locker last year. The paintings originally from the studio of art conservator Orrin Riley, who died in 1986, and his partner Suzanne Schnitzer, who died in 2009. The paintings are not signed, but Killen reached out to an expert who's confident they were done by de Kooning, an abstract expressionist from the Netherlands who moved to the U.S. and died in 1997.
This guy had to have one hell of a hunch.
Yeah, he had to be an insider. He must have known one or both of them or something.
That's okay. We got Fiat stock.
Yeah.
And real estate in Inver Grove Heights.
No, I'm just saying.
You guys watch that show on Channel 2? What is it called? Where you bring in your old crap and they tell
Antiques
you
Roadshow.
Antiques Roadshow.
You notice all the paintings on that show are just awful.
Yeah.
And they're all worth thousands and thousands, and they're just.
My uncle did this with his thumbs. And it's a clown picture. I'm like, it's worth $75,000.
Yeah.
I can't help but watch it when they say it's worth $75,000. I always want to go sold. Give me the
give me the money.
$75,000.
But nothing is better when you get the pompous person with the Fabergé egg, and they're like, yeah, just tell me where to sell it. And they're like,
This is a cheap ass copy, pal.
replica. Damn it, Grandma.
Somebody bought this in a gift shop for $10.
In Nebraska, hiding inside her bag of red grapes last week was not one, but 2 black widow spiders, according to a woman. Now, this story we see every now and then.
Sure.
But the reason I brought this one in, statistics show, this is according to Molly Mullen, who is, she works with the Fontanelle Forest, which is where the spiders were taken for safekeeping. In other words, they have animals and insects. She said statistics show...
Wait, it's an insect shelter?
Basically, yes.
Why wouldn't you just step on them?
Rescue insects?
I guess.
Wow.
Sure. Wow. She says this happens between 700 and 800 times in America every year.
I eat a lot of grapes, John. It's never happened to me.
Never run into one?
No.
I haven't either.
You like the green ones, Joe?
No, I don't. I'm a dark grape guy.
I like red
Dude
grapes.
was a really weird painter.
Did you boys?
It's like scribbling. It's like
he was
scribbling.
great. No, de Kooning's stuff was awesome.
Did you boys see the stories about the New York Daily News layoff?
Yes.
Yeah, only half the staff.
We had that earlier.
Yeah. And the sports staff apparently has gone from 32 to 9.
Yeah.
Well, see you later.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, are you two attending a funeral tomorrow?
Dougie Hennis?
Yeah, I'll be making an appearance, yes.
I was going over to the wake this evening at O'Halloran and Murphy, of course.
Quite the shocker.
60.
You were my editor for about 10 years.
Yeah. Never had any enemies as a city editor. That's easy. That tells you he's a pretty good guy.
How many screaming matches did you get in with him, Such?
He wasn't that type of guy.
If he was your editor,
he wasn't that type of guy. He worked you very hard, but he was very pleasant to work with.
What about the Minneapolis paper? How about that?
I never got into screaming matches with him.
Yeah, you say that though. I remember one of the
once in a while.
The first 6 months I knew you in the late '80s, you were on the phone. We were up in Maplewood. And I have never heard language before or since like that. You had steam coming out of your nostrils.
I don't know what that would have been about. I'm sure you're making that up.
You were yelling and screaming. No, it stuck with me. It's one of my Joe Souchere memories.
Yeah. No, he was just talking to his wife.
Yeah.
He's just talking to the CP.
That's the famous George Brophy, Jim Rance story, with the Twins when Brophy's screaming at Scott Boris, the agent, and you're a horse bleep. And he's screaming and finally slams down the phone. And this new secretary says to Rance, is Mr. Brophy okay? He says, oh, yeah, he's just talking to his wife.
Everything's fine.
In Iowa last week, a man was jailed after police say he chased several young children while making threats of kidnapping and cannibalism.
Well, he wanted them to get off his lawn, right?
The man, and this is the reason the story drew my attention at first, the man is 47-year-old King Kong Chol of Storm Lake, Iowa.
Okay.
His real name.
Okay.
Charged with,
Boy, they're out there, aren't they?
Yeah.
Charged with first-degree harassment. According to the police report, Chowell approached the children near the apartment building where he chased them and threatened to cut them up into small pieces and eat them.
Wow.
He told the kids he had a big bag of salt and he'd put salt on them as seasoning after he cut them into pieces.
I think he was just a prankster.
Do we have evidence of prior crime?
How old was he?
47.
Oh, that's
He
too
was
young.
goofing around.
86-year-old, you can go,
He was
Mr.
just
Wilson.
agitating.
Well, if it helps any, Storm Lake police say that alcohol probably played a factor in the entire incident.
Well, that's going in my loose teeth. Look at I've never threatened cannibalism.
I take it he legally had his name changed to King Kong somewhere along the line. We don't point that out.
That I don't know, if it, but it is his legal name, the story did point out. He had just been released from the county jail after a third offense, public intoxication, 2 days before. He was now booked back into the Buena Vista County Jail on $2,000 bond. And a man who's had 90% of his body covered in black ink has now decided to have his swimsuit area removed.
Removed?
Removed completely, Kenny, yes.
Wait,
It doesn't use it. So how long's he been married, John?
was that
Set
painted?
yourself up, didn't you? Straight man and comedian. All in one.
Was that painted?
Has he got a malignancy? Or
he
something,
did have a
just-
cancer. Yes, he had a cancer, Patrick. Very good. He had everything, including his eyeballs, tattooed 12 years ago with black
What
ink.
a jerk.
Okay.
The 32-year-old had albinism. Says he started tattooing himself because he felt depressed
He's
by
had
his
issues.
pale
He's had
skin.
issues.
Well, why didn't you tell us that to begin with?
Yeah,
now he's an American hero.
Carl, go ahead, please.
Yeah, they went into the nursing home, in the Al's room at the nursing home. And
Who went in? What now? I'm sorry. Who went into a nursing home?
Well, the nurse
Okay.
went in to check on Al at the nursing home, and he was taking the shoe polish and putting it all over his swimsuit area. And the nurse said, "No, Al, you heard it wrong. They said turn the clocks back."
What do you got coming up,
We got
Patrick?
Manny Hill's 4 Deep Thoughts. I can't wait. And then Courtney Cronin. We're going to talk about Tony Sperano's untimely passing at age 56.
Courtney was just in here with collar.
Yes,
Earlier.
and she'll be my Monday guest on Talking Purple when the season starts. And she was in here with us for Friday for an hour before we, of course, knew about Tony's situation. And Bob Herrig, who ESPN Golf columnist, who was in. We talked to him. We already talked to him because of the time difference in Scotland. So he'll be with us at 5:40 or so.
I had to look.
And Andy Greeter from the St. Paul Pioneer Press, who was in Chicago with Coach Fleck today.
All right. I had to look at the map to find Carnoustie. It's north of St. Andrews.
Yeah, it's over on the other side.
It's on the east coast, the same side as St. Andrews, but north, and it stayed laid out till midnight.
The opposite side of the Firth where we were. We were
Right.
on the south side.
We were
of
on the
the
south
Firth.
of the Firth of Forth.
Yes,
this is the
they're
north
on
of Firth of
Firth
Forth.
And it's supposed to be the most difficult of the
1500 ESPN is KSTP St. Paul, Minneapolis. It's 81.
To be your best every day, you need proven quality sleep every night. Science proves your best sleep is vital to your mental, emotional, and physical health. And that's where the Sleep Number bed comes in. And let me tell you, ever since I've had it, my sleep IQ score is just going higher and higher. And did you know 8 out of 10 couples say that one of them sleeps too hot or too cold? Science tells us regulating your sleep temperature leads to higher quality sleep. For many couples, temperature struggles are a real challenge. So here are some tips to help you both sleep just right. Look for beds designed with temperature benefits such as the new Sleep Number Climate 360 Smart Bed that actively warms and cools each side so you both sleep blissfully comfortable. And now save 40% on the Sleep Number 360 Special Edition Smart Bed. Plus, special financing for a limited time. Only at Sleep Number stores or sleepnumber.com/podcast1. Sleep Number, the official sleep and wellness partner of the National Football League. Subject to credit approval, minimum monthly payments required. See sleepnumber.com for details.